back at you again. Officer Shapat Dayakin. Dropping something heavy for these cowards out here. Yeah. Coming straight from 125th, 1 West, Harlem, New York. Home of the truth, nigga. Man of war with hair wool, no idols, loving judgments. God of the Bible, the men above me shout, Hum Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Hum Yasha. Kingdom's ours, all the heathens forbidden. The chosen bow down to no one, it was written. The men above me shout, Hum Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Hum Yasha. All day as we discuss how they don't like us. Cabins on streets and corners, all is feeling righteous. Real particular, nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and war like apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us, watch where you stepping. Cause a scene, you gon' see how brotherhood is a weapon. Tough skin protect our wrists, teach girls and kids devoutness. Call them prophetess, a priest damn near nothing without him. More than rubies, cute and understanding when describing. Virtue, loving, no lip from the daughters of Zion. Gold teeth, earrings, chains, and the rings. Precious metals, fabrics, emphatic stones, and everything. Trying to catch the slang, rewind what we rap and slang. Lost in parables, the scripture breakdowns terrible. Yasha, Prince of the power, we are the Jews. God on earth, you can see it by watching all our moves. Man of war with hair wool, no idols, loving judgments. God of the Bible, the men above me shout, Hum Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Hum Yasha. Kingdom's ours, all the heathens forbidden. The chosen bow down to no one, it was written. The men above me shout, Hum Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Hum Yasha. Man of war with hair wool, no idols, loving judgments. God of the Bible, the men above me shout, Hum Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Hum Yasha. Kingdom's ours, all the heathens forbidden. The chosen bow down to no one, it was written. The men above me shout, Hum Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Hum Yasha.
You boy, you know what time it is, nigga. Better watch how you step in, yeah. But that was my nigga, yeah. I'm in it, yo. Got my nigga Rawan with me. But that was my niggas, it'll be an honor. You know what I'm saying? Under commanding General Yahanna. Straight off the top, I love all of my niggas. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top and we ballin', my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit'll never change and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home, that's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown, I'm in these streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my Hakim gon' let him have it. Hey, thank you the shit, this truth the shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? I'm rude with it, ain't got no manners. All them pussy niggas talkin' shit, yeah, I know they can't stand us, but we U.P.K, Louisiana, bitch, that's what I'm reppin'. And my niggas solid, number real ones in my section. If you wanna get down, put your boots on, start steppin'. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood I lay my life down right now for all my sisters and brothers It's amazing to see how well we adapt from the struggle. Born again from a life of sin, trapping together. My mind frame was to kill my own kind. Feeling inferior, waking up ready to die. Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. For I take your life or let you take mine. That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves while the white man live to get old. We in them graves, the shit got me feeling played. I opened the Bible, went through them records, found out we was royalty, a nation to be respected. But in this world we rejected, we hated for our complexion. Still fighting to get accepted, we hear the truth and reject it. But love is getting corrected, and all my niggas correct me. The commandments, the foundation we erected. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon.
Shalom, DC. If you can hear me, perfect, fine and well. Go ahead and just put a one in the chat. Just put a one in the chat. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me clearly. If not, just let us know what's going on. We're the Israelites of my school, West Good Street, New York, Dramatic General. Since 1969, we teach. All right, put on another video. Put another video. All right, we're gonna get right. Come right back to you.
The beat.
I don't know who, somebody need to hear this. Y'all don't speak Hebrew, that's Yiddish. How the fuck you try to label us anti-Semitic? We the Israelites, blacks and native Hispanics. The Germans getting locked up for the Holocaust. Meanwhile, black people still up in the Holocaust. 100 million of us died in the transatlantic. 6 million died, y'all want the world to never forget it. You can never be a Jew, you a Ashkenaz. This ain't a star dum-dum, a gun die or die. Yeah, Yeezy told the truth and got ostracized. Not one person in the Bible had on a yarmulke. We was slaves in America like we was in Egypt. Y'all don't even fit the curses in the Torah neither. Y'all was blind to the truth, I had to make it clear. How Jerusalem, your land, your people came from Europe. That was 1947, your menorah got 9 sticks, it's really only 7. Yeah, it's us against the world, Armageddon. This what happened when you inherit lies from your ancestors. Y'all the synagogue of Satan with them black hats. Your whole nation sitting ducks, Aflacs. Bunch of thieves and culture vultures, ain't nothing kosher. To tell the truth, you vagabonds don't have a culture. Macedonia, Alexander and Philip, you a convert, so tell me, how the fuck is you Israel? That don't make you the people just cause you litter. Why my people can't hate your people like y'all hate Hitler? All the prophets was black and was called nigga. Y'all don't even fit the description that's in the scriptures. Abraham, all the way down to Jacob, we the real Jews. Y'all don't study Christ, y'all follow the Talmud. Keep it real, yeah, let's keep it real. Cold hard truth, it give you chills. Say y'all Jewish cause y'all ain't really them. About to do them like Hammond, it's the Feast of Purim. U.P.K undefeated, this an easy win. We was born fighting, y'all the evil twin. Jacob took hold of his heel, then out came his little red bass and they kosher deals. It's only 12 tribes, y'all trying to make it 13. Esau despised his birthright, the Lord cursed him. He ain't the devil, who is? I'm still searching. Ask your rabbi why he get them babies herpes. I don't know what's worse, that or you claiming that you a Maccabee. I'm about to cancel, everybody try to cancel ye. I ain't afraid to speak, this what I do. They riding to the core, I'm just judging them by their fruit. Cause they ain't suffering curses. If I was carnal, I promise I'd punch you in person. I know this is an uncomfortable subject. They making millions off our culture and black people suffering from it. Yeah, they don't believe in Christ, they the Antichrist. Make a living off of niggas, they a parasite. I ain't afraid to tell the truth, niggas terrified. I'm about to go DEFCON 4, I ain't satisfied.
That is proof. That is absolute proof that they know we are the real Jews. That's absolute proof. Now you got the records. Go find me a white Jew on any archaeology in Egypt anywhere. You will never find a piece of archaeology with white people as slaves in Egypt. So don't tell me that they were slaves and it's their identity, and they know it. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not. The Lord knows the blasphemy of you so-called white people that say you are Jews and you are not Jews. You are not the people of the law. You are not God's chosen people. God's chosen people are living in the ghettos of America. God's chosen people are in poverty and depression in the streets of America. God's chosen people are walking around in America with no identity. That's where God's chosen people are.
All right, let's clap it up. Let's give it a clap. Type some ones in the chat if you can hear me perfectly clear now. If there's any audio issue, just let us know. Give me a 1 if it's good to go. All right, cool. Most High in Christ. As I was saying, we are the Israelite School of the Universal Practical Knowledge, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yahanna. Since 1969, we've been teaching the truth of the Bible. And the truth is that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are the true Jews, that our oppressor, the white man, is the devil that the Bible speaks of. We are not affiliated with any other Christian church or Hebrew Israelite group. 1 West is home of the truth. It's not under Commanding General Yahanna. You are not in the truth. You understand? Tonight we're gonna be going into basically, if Christ, if you could see Christ right here in 2024, walking in DC or whatever city you in, do you really think he would be celebrating Pride? Do you think he would be celebrating this alternative lifestyle? There's a reason why they call it an alternative. Why? Because it's something contrary or it's something different away from the truth. I know, man. We can go in all day. Let's go.
It's so funny that I just looked at the topic of the class. When I was going to text you, I was going to talk about the same. I was going to say the same thing with Christ be a LGBT. You want to take two? I take two. What you gonna call it? Would Christ be an LGBTQ supporter? That was literally the title. I was texting you over. That's crazy. That's how I looked up. I said, hold on. I went over to you. I said, let me see the title right quick.
Now, would he be a supporter of the alternative community? Would he? We're gonna go into the Bible and answer these questions. Before we do that, I saw a picture of some brother that had a shirt on and said, I'm not gonna mince my words, but somebody posted this, right? And then there's a brother in the school that reposted it, but the one that posted it originally was saying, this is a father, not a daddy. There's like a difference or whatever. And the shirt said, I'm not gay, and the gay was, rainbow, but my son is, and the is was in rainbow. And he was the poster, the original poster, not the poster that the brother that reposted it, was saying, he's really supporting his son. I'm like, man, if you don't, I think
he's been inspired by Dwayne Wade.
What's his name? Top posted it.
Oh, he posted
Yeah,
it.
yeah, he posted it. Yeah, and he said, and people was like I went to the original picture and then looked at the comments, and then people were supporting this stuff. You know what I'm saying? People were actually supporting this stuff, and I'm posing a question to you: would Christ be in support of that alternative lifestyle? Do you think Christ was any way, shape, or form alternative to anything the Most High said, the Most High ordained, the Most High commanded? You think Christ went alternate to anything that the Most High did, or set a standard for us? You think Christ taught us to go in an alternative, path, an alternative direction?
I put a picture of the shirt.
You see it? Like, good night. Like, come on, this brother. I think he's smiling. He's happy to pose for the picture.
I found the picture on Google, but it's just the actual shirt itself. How you said the words was in color rainbow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I pulled up.
It was like spray painted.
Something like that. Yeah. Something like that. Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, man. Like, do you think Christ, is for the community? We're gonna answer that question in the scripture, right. In the Bible. We're gonna tell you how the Most High is. I'm not gonna say was, because a lot of people say God in the Old Testament was he was fire and fury and vengeance, and he didn't take no mess. But when Christ came, he took over God's spot, and now he's soft, and this is what y'all think Christ is. This is what y'all think Christ is, when this is not Christ. Right. This dude is all over the LGBT community. He's all over. He's all for pride. He doesn't want Pride Month. He wants Pride Year. You know what I'm saying? This is your God. If you're observing, celebrating, advocating Pride Month, this is your God. This is your Christ. This is your King. Because he's all about that. But the Christ of the Bible, we're gonna get something about it, about who Christ really is. You know what I'm saying? First get me where do I want to go? I want to go in Deuteronomy. I want 32 and when it says the Most High is a man of war. Is that?
Man of war? No, that's Exodus.
That's Exodus. Exodus 30.
15. 15.
Well, go ahead and get that, Baba Kashaw.
Exodus 15 and 3.
I'm looking at something else. Okay, yeah. Yeah, whenever you're ready.
I got the book of Exodus, chapter 15 and verse 3. The Lord is a man of war.
The Lord is a what?
A man of war.
First of all, it shows right here he's a man. He's a man. I was about to say something I was probably gonna get banned for, but I ain't gonna say that. he's a man. A man of what?
Of war.
He's a man of war. You think he's alternative in any sort of way? Mm-hmm. He is not alternative in any sort of way. Is you do what he says, or else you're going to pay the consequences. Mm-hmm. There is no, leeway. There is no. You do exactly what he says, or you're going to pay. Mm-hmm. Now, if you don't do, because Christ came, and now he's the mediator. He's advocating for us. Because a lot of times, because we weren't born into the truth. You know what I'm saying? That line right there is getting, smaller, slimmer. It's getting smaller and slimmer because, every day there's brothers and sisters being born into the truth. right?
Right.
We just had a brother being born in the truth. What, about less than a month ago? let's get Barack a hand, doing his part in repopulating the nation. You know what I'm saying?
Just doing what I can.
You do.
I made an oath.
Yeah, right. Exactly. He is no oath breaker.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
So even right. so even that, you know, once upon a time, well, in the future, we're not going to be able to say, you know, we wasn't born into the truth. It's gonna come a time where we ain't gonna be able to say that. That's gonna be past tense. You know what I'm saying? But as of right now, Christ is a mediator because we weren't born in the truth, right? We were taught by the oppressor that alternative lifestyle is a choice. Right. You know what I'm saying? Or you know, something that you could do, you could dabble, whatever. Right. Eating pork is, you know, something that you could do. Eating shrimp, crab, and lobster is something that you could do. You know what I'm saying? Smoking weed, as long as is you got a doctor's note, then that's something you could do. But no, because we wasn't born in the truth, Christ is a mediator, and He's given us time. He's given us grace to get ourselves together. Right. Now, as we're getting ourselves together, that does not mean that we're gonna go unscathed. We still disobeyed the Most High God. Right. You understand what I'm saying? We still disobeyed the Most High God. What does that mean? If you've been eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster all your life, and you coming out of it, you coming into the truth, and you coming out of the world, you still may have hypertension, diabetes. You know what I'm saying? You've been smoking all your life, you still may have a lessened lung capacity. Right. Your lungs may not be as they were if you had never smoked before. You know what I'm saying? If you was a whoremonger, you may be on child support. You know what I'm saying? Right. These things is punishment because of the things that we've done that was against the Most High God. Right. Now you coming into the truth, there may be maybe some even more grace or some more latitude that the Most High will actually bring you up out of that, all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Right. All of that stuff, some of that stuff, maybe even none of that stuff. Right. But that's all up to the Most High God. But the point I'm making is, you disobey the Most High God, He is going to act accordingly. Right. And He already told us what He's going to do. It's all right here. It's all right here. The reason why we don't know this is because we've been listening to the Christian church. You got something?
Gilberto Aviles said, I love this ministry. I want to join the I.S.U.P.K. You just want to tell them type of city in.
Most High Christ. Let's give this brother hand. First thing I want to ask you is, I can't assume anything. Is your father a so-called black, a so-called Hispanic, or a so-called Native American Indian? Type that in the chat if you could. Gilberto. Is that his brother's name? Gilberto. All right, just type that in the chat. Where are you from? Where is your father from? Is your father is what we call a so-called black, a so-called Hispanic, or a so-called Native American Indian? I would like to know that before we can move on. You know what I'm saying? Just type that in the chat real quick. All right. Now, as he's typing that, and when he types in, just let me know, Baba Shaw.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. Oh, Puerto Rico. Most High in Christ. All right. That would mean that you are from the tribe of Ephraim. You know what I'm saying? You are from the tribe of Ephraim. In that case, I would say I would say I would ask. Mm-hmm. I was gonna say where it doesn't actually reside. It could be in Puerto Rico, then of course we could never have Mars, but yeah, that's what I was about to say. So where are you located physically right now? You say you're from Puerto Rico, no sweat. Good to go. All right, now what city, what is the largest city that you're residing in right now? You know what I'm saying? What's the closest largest city? If you're in that largest city, you know, just type it. If you're in Atlanta, if you're in New York City, if you're in, you know, Chicago, if you're in Honolulu, just type in that, you know, that large city. All right, just
He's in Lebanon, Pennsylvania.
All right, you in PA. Let me ask you this: Are you close to the? I believe that's close to the Philly. Are you close to the Philly or Pittsburgh? If you're close to the Philly, I would say get him the Philly number, and I believe that's close to Philly.
No responses yet. I don't.
It's close to Philly. Yeah, get him the number if you could, Baba Shah, the number to Philly, the Philly school. Just go in there, let them know you from the tribe of Ephraim and whatnot, and you want to come into the truth. You want to shut yourself of the world. You want to learn who you are really. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being learned from the oppressor who taught us. What's that? You type both. Type it in and let me know so I can repeat it. We're gonna give you the number here right quick. What's the number?
267 388 0602.
0602. That's 267-388. What's that?
388 0602.
0602. Go ahead and call that number now. You know what I'm saying? Give that number a call now. Let them know. Shalom, sir. Let them know who you are, what your name is, and whatnot, and let them know that you're trying to come into the truth and whatnot. Let them, just give them some information. If they don't pick up, leave a message and have them away. Leave some contact information so they can get back to you. All right, do that now. It only takes a minute, 2 minutes to go ahead and do that, and then if you want, just come on back and join the class. All right. We also type that number in the chat as well, so you can go ahead and get that number there. All right. As I was,
Exodus 15:3.
all right, yeah. Read Exodus 15:3 one more time.
I got the book of Exodus, chapter 15, verse 3. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name.
The Lord is a man of war, and the Lord is his name. He's a man of war. So if the Most High is a man of war, and Christ is supposed to do everything the Most High, has ordered him to do, he's just like his Father. Christ is a man of war. Christ is an absolute man of war. Right. You know what I'm saying? Hardcore. The scripture says that Christ was an austere man, which means he don't take no mess.
Right.
He you know what I'm saying? His physical appearance and his tolerance for utter BS is his tolerance for BS is low. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He did not suffer much. Put it that way. You know what I'm saying? He is a leader, and if you don't, he'll work with you. Don't get me wrong. He'll work with you if you're willing to work. And what do I mean by that? If you're a smoker, I know smokers, just like in anything else, people are addicted to. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be physical or it be mental. Smokers, I'm just using this as an example, right? Smokers, 9 times out of 10, whoever quits smoking, they've tried to quit, several times in the past. You know what I'm saying? Most times when they try and, quit, they fail, but they get back up and they try again, right? Christ wants you to work at it. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to quit smoking, quit smoking. If you fail, dust yourself off and come back and try it again. Now, here's the difference between Christ and the church and Christians. Christians will allow you to fail and just, lay down and just keep doing what the hell you want to do. Christ is not going to allow you to just sit down and keep on doing what you want to do. If you want to keep coming back over here, if you want to stay in the school, you want to stay in this, in the truth, you're going to have to quit, and you're going to have to fight at quitting until you succeed, until you defeat that demon. Not until, they change
public perception about smoking, not till they change public perception about, you know, having an alternative lifestyle. Right. No, he wants you, he's expecting you to stop. You know what I'm saying? Right. And if you need some help, you go ahead and get some counsel. Go ahead and get some counsel on how to stop smoking. Go ahead and get some counsel on how to stop slinging, hustling. Go ahead and get some counsel on how to stop lying. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then fight that demon. And then he'll work with you. But if you the type of the person that woe is me, you know, I grew up, I didn't have a good, you know, childhood, I didn't have a good upbringing, everybody hates me, woe was me, blah blah blah, making excuses for the things that you know you weren't supposed to be doing, but you continue to do. You know what? Go on that way. Go do whatever you. There's another organization that you can do everything that you want to do. But that organization is over there. Right. You can't be over here and do that. And that's the Christian church. The Christian church will allow you to do that stuff. Right. Christian church will allow you to be in a alternative lifestyle. I passed a few churches that had that flag up. You know what I'm saying? Saying God accepts everybody. Right. Where did I say it? Where did it say that? Where did it say that? Get me Proverbs 16. 16, yeah, Proverbs 16, and let's start at 18, Baba Kashaw.
Proverbs 16 and 18.
Hold on, let me see. 16, yeah.
In verse 18.
Mm-hmm. If you wanna, you know, continue in whatever it is that you want to do, continue in your own lusts, because that's basically what it is. Anything it is that you're doing that's against the Most High God is just, you know, you're giving into your own lusts. Right. That's all you're doing. Right. Whenever you're ready.
You got the book of Proverbs chapter 16, verse 18. Pride.
Hold on, what?
Pride.
Man, what? They talking about, what are they talking about?
Pride.
Man, I didn't know pride was in the Bible. Right. Let's see what the Bible has to say about pride.
Right. Pride goeth before destruction.
Pride goeth before destruction. Now, when they say pride, they're talking about, you know, a spirit or you know, like a vibe of, you know, I can do anything I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get pride and confidence confused. You know what I'm saying? Being a confident person means that hey, I know in my ability and that I can achieve this task. That's you know, that's confidence. Pride is like, hey, nobody can do this, and if this doesn't happen, you know, if the world will fall apart. Right. And just look at, you know, how the way that whole community operates. If you go against them, if you say anything against them, they're going to work together to destroy you. Right. You know what I'm saying? And numerically speaking, numbers wise, they're not a lot. They're absolutely not a lot. However, they wield a whole lot of power. In order for you to gain some sort of power, especially in certain industries, you know what I'm saying? In certain industries, if you want to be successful in those type of industries like entertainment, namely, if you go against that, you know, that community, you're finished. Right. You're finished. Why? Because they're going to work hard to suppress you. They're going to work hard to suppress you. Even if you don't, you know, if you feel you haven't offended them, but you just, you know, hey, you know, step back from their advances and be like, you know, hey, I don't want to do that. They're going to destroy your career. How do I know this? Because Diddy did it. You know what I'm saying? Right. You think he's the only one? You think he's the only one that operated in that world like that? You got to be kidding. Yeah. Where do you think he learned that stuff from? He learned it from somebody else. Or at least he got the okay from somebody else. Right. Who do you think was attending these parties, man? Who do you think? Like, yo, like seriously, these people are especially like them Diddy cats. You know what I'm saying? Those people who were raised up under Diddy. And when I say raised up under Diddy, I'm talking about people who learned from him and doing the same thing that he was doing. Right. Them cats are shuffling and scrambling and trying to, tie up loose ends. Yep. But whatever is done in dark is going to come to light. Right. And right here, you have something?
You had a question online, but they didn't state it just yet.
Go ahead. If anybody has any questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead, type it in. Type it in the chat. We're gonna get your questions in due time. Just go ahead, type it in. Whenever they do have a question, whatever.
You want me to read it?
They got it out there?
It's like
read it, yeah.
True Seeker asks, Shalom, I have a question. I'm not sure if you can answer it or if it's out of line.
Go ahead and answer. Ask the question. Go ahead, ask your question. We're gonna get to it. I'll let you, but that's a good thing when you're saying you don't know if it's out of line or anything like. Just ask the question. You ain't gonna know until you ask the question. And if it is out of line, I'll let you know. That ain't no sweat. Because the scripture says, "Cry aloud, spare not." You know what I'm saying? Continue on in Proverbs, Baba Gashar. Where we at? 18. Yeah.
Pride goes before destruction.
Pride goeth before destruction. We in Pride Month right now. What's to come next? Destruction. Pride goeth before destruction. I know that those pretenders that are occupying a portion of our land out there hosts one of the largest, if not the largest, Pride parades. But right now they are in turmoil and they have suspended. They saw fit to suspend, that parade because of the the stuff that's going on over there. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to have large groups of people, concentrated in a specific area because they feel they're going to get attacked. Well, you know what? Honestly, if you was living, righteously, and if you are, God's chosen people, you wouldn't have to worry about that.
Right.
You wouldn't have to worry about that. But you do because you're pretenders. You're pretenders. Right? Let's keep reading. And it says, pride goes before destruction.
And haughty spirit before a fall.
And a haughty spirit before a fall. What is a haughty spirit? Like I said, it goes hand in hand with pride. You thinking that you're, invincible, right, that you can do anything and everything under the sun. You know what I'm saying? What's one of the things Diddy is known for? You know what I'm saying? He's a savage. Anything he wants, he can do. And a haughty spirit, that savage, anything he wants, he can do. Isn't that and right now he's falling. Right. Does anybody even know where he is? Why are you running?
Right.
Why are you running? Why are you not at one of your locations? You know what I'm saying? You got properties all over the world. All over the country, at least. I ain't gonna say all over the world. You got properties all over the country.
Supposed to be proud of what you've done.
Exactly, right? You a savage. Anything you want, you can do. Anything you want to do, you can do. So what you in hiding for? Why you ain't at the NBA finals? You know what I'm saying? Why you ain't? What's that?
Posted up with Meek Mill. Why ain't y'all cease together to match outfits?
Oh man, stop it. Why you ain't doing that? Exactly. Exactly. This is your month. This is your month. Take that. Why you ain't out, flaunting your wealth, flaunting your status? Man, he's so wealthy, he had to surrender $30 million and he's still rich. He had to get $30 million to Cassie and he still got money. You know what I'm saying? That didn't break the bank. That did not break the bank. Why you ain't flaunting your status? Why you in hiding? Why is no one able to get an interview from you? Why you can't go out here and clear your name? Fight for your name, dude. Why? Because pride goeth before a fall, and you was mighty proud.
He gonna change his name from Brother Love to Brother Apologize.
Man, even that name, Brother Love, man, like yo,
giving Brother Love.
That wasn't love he was giving. That wasn't love he was giving. And I pray that was AI on that tape. I pray that wasn't him. But all intents and purposes, man, that was him. Like, man, that dude was a menace. That dude was a menace. Yes, he's a menace. An absolute menace. And it's high time that all these predators, you know what I'm saying, get outed. And I'm not just talking about, the predators in like his type situation. I'm talking about all predators need to be get outed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It says pride goeth before a fall. And a
haughty look and a haughty spirit before a fall.
And that just that air of arrogance, that air of, I can do this and nobody can stop me. That you're not seeing what's coming after you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're not seeing what's coming after you.
Right.
Let's if you could, let's get the next one, Baba Shaw.
The next verse.
Verse, yeah.
Verse 19. Better it is to be of an humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud.
Better it is to be of a humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoils with the proud. What in the world does that mean? What in the world does that mean? It means, like, let's put it this way. We all know of situations that if you hanging around some people who got enemies, whose enemies got enemies, and you hanging around them, you're liable to be labeled by their enemies as your enemy. Yeah, as an op. Why? Just because you around them and you all friendly with this dude. And when the ops finally find that dude, it's like, oh man, we're gonna get two of them because you right there next with him. You know what I'm saying? You right there next with him. Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, I was going out for this slavery, right? And I had to get piss tests. It was me and this. I had to take a drug test, Slovakia. I had to take a drug test, right? And it was me and this one other dude was coming from the same company, and we was applying for this one slavery, right? We took the drug test. His drug test got somehow mismanaged, mistreated, whatever. It didn't fail, but it was like they broke the chain of custody or whatever. So he had to take it again, right? So he had to take it again, and this time he popped on something, right? But he had actual prescription medication. So he had the prescription medication, and because it was a mishap between the first one and then he popped on the second one, they was like, oh no, y'all two niggas came from the same, y'all know each other. So now both of y'all got to retake the drug test. You know what I'm saying? And because I was associated with him, I had to take the drug test again, which I wasn't worried about it, but it was still, I was guilty by association. So I had to retake the drug test. You know what I'm saying? If someone at the slave does something and you're always with that person, whether you're just slave or in the classroom or you're around the block, whatever. They come looking for that guy, that girl, that person. They know you're always with them. They're going to connect, make connections in their own mind, whether it's true or not. They will make them connections, and now you're automatically tied into them. So read that part again one more time, Baba Shaw.
Better it is to be of an humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud.
Why is it saying that to better that than to divide the spoil with the proud? Because chances are whether you're doing it or not, chances are you're going to be implicated with him. And 9 times out of 10, I ain't gonna say 9 times out of 10, more often than not, if you're always around a certain person or a certain group that does certain things, you're gonna participate in those activities. How about this? Even if you don't participate in those activities, you're gonna see what's going on. And if you don't stop it, you don't step in and say, hey, we shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing this. You wrong. You ain't there correcting them. You're going to be pulled into that. You're just as guilty. You see one of your boys go oops upside his head of his girl's head, and you don't say nothing. You're accessory to that.
Right.
So it's better to be, it's better to be of a humble spirit and just be with the people who mind their business, who obey the law, who don't get into no mess, than it is to be with them rich people that go oops upside their girl's head.
Right.
Or whatever it is they do. You know what I'm saying? That tell grown men to take that. Man, you don't want to be involved with nothing over there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane.
Mm-hmm.
Keep reading, Baba Shaw.
Then to divide the spoil with the proud. He that handleth a matter wisely shall find good.
So if you handle a matter wisely, you're gonna find some good. And the only way you're gonna handle a matter wisely is if you're actually around wise people to give you some wise advice.
Right.
If you're around some knuckleheads, they're always gonna give you some knucklehead advice. You know what I'm saying? I got some stuff in my, I ain't gonna say it. But if you're around some people who just don't give up, you after a while you ain't gonna give a what either. Right. You ain't gonna handle situations in the wisest of manner. Let's keep going.
And whoso trusteth in the Lord, happy is he.
And whosoever trusted in the Lord, happy is he. Now, the scripture says, in Leviticus and throughout the Bible, if a man lieth with mankind, that man, both the men, shall surely be put to death. Is that what it says? Shall surely? Let's get it. Leviticus. Shoot, what is it? Salakia. Let's get it because I don't want to be misquoted.
I want to say 18 and 22.
Let's check it out. You said Leviticus 18 and 22?
I want to say. I could be wrong. My phone.
Nah, you right. Yep. Wait, hold on.
Got it.
But no, that's another one. He's saying that they don't do that.
Leviticus 20 and 13. Yeah. Leviticus 20 and 13.
20 and 13. Okay. Well, hold on. Read 18 and 22. You read 18 and 22, and then we're going to get 20 and what? And 8?
20 and 13.
20 and 13. Okay.
But you want me to read the 18 and 22?
Yeah, 18 and 22. Because that says it. That says it too. That says how the way the Most High feels about it. So we're going to read it.
All right. I got the book of Leviticus, chapter 18 and verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind.
So he says, man on man is disgusting. Woman on woman is disgusting.
Right.
Keep reading.
It is an abomination.
He said that's nasty. That's wicked. That's filthy. That's disgusting, according to the Most High God.
Right.
Really, right there. That's all you should need. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't give the punishment if you do that. We're gonna read what the punishment says, but right here it says, that's disgusting. Don't do that. When you was a child, when you was small, when you was like 4 or 5 years old, if your parents, your mother or your father says, don't do that, I don't like that, that was all we needed. You know what I'm saying? That was all we. That's it. Okay, you don't like it? No problem. I ain't gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. And then it comes time when you get to, I was gonna say 14, 15, but no, more like 8, 9. You know what I'm saying? You get like 8, 9. You were like, I remember the first time my son, I told him not to do something, and then he looked me dead in the eye. I was like, what are you gonna do if I do it? Boy, I tell you, it took all the truth in me to just.
You were just joking?
Nah, he was serious. Let me tell you something.
He was 5.
No, he was older than that. He was older than that. If he was 5, I could have been like, you little, treat him like Jody. And then come back and muscle him. But nah, he was a little older, and I'm like, what did you say to me? I had to, woosah, you know what I'm saying? And get my, my pressure points. Like, hold up, let me not abuse this child because he knows not what he does. Do you know who I am? You don't know, but anyway, that was all we needed at once upon a time. All we needed was our parents to say we don't like you doing that, and then we didn't do it.
Right. And
then come a time, we were like, well, what if we do it? And then we're gonna read the other scripture. Read 22 and 13, Baba Shah. The 20 and 13.
The book of Leviticus. Pull it up now. The book of Leviticus, chapter 20. In verse 13.
Did they respond with the question?
Never responded.
Man, if you got a question, go ahead and ask it. Don't be scared. Right. There's men up in this, you know what I'm saying, this school. Right. There's men up in this nation. Right. Go ahead and ask your question. Now, I will tell you this: if you think it's inappropriate, I would say put some salt on it. You know what I'm saying? Don't come left field with it. Be respectful. Just, hey, I was wondering if blah, 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 or is it true, or is it this, or whatever the question is. Just don't come with that haughty spirit.
Right.
Energy is going to get met with energy. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead and ask your question. Now, as for the question is, what are you going to do if I do it? Let's see what the Most High has to say.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind, as he lied with a woman.
If a man lies with a mankind as he lies with a woman, being very specific, because a lot of people, I've heard, I ain't gonna say a lot of people, I've heard people say, oh no, this is talking about children and whatnot. Well, that's disgusting too. That's disgusting too. Why? People, I've had someone tell me 90% of the rules are made up for 10% of the people. You know what I'm saying? 90% of the rules are made up for 10% of the people. Not everybody is a wicked, disgusting bastard in this, you know what I'm saying, in this aspect. But it was so prevalent that the Most High God had to put it as a law. Like, once upon a time, there was such thing as a closet. And people stayed in that mother. You know what I'm saying? Once upon a time, it was why? Because it was fear that, it was a lot of fear going around there. Just around that whole lifestyle, alternative lifestyle. Now it's out in the open. You know what I'm saying? 90% of the rules are made up for 10% of the people. If it wasn't important, if it wasn't necessary, it would not be in the Bible.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is the consequences of disobeying God's law. This one in particular, Pride Month. Read it.
Both of them.
No, read it from the top. Read it from the top, Baba Kishar.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 13. If a man lie with mankind, as he lied with a woman.
Just like we read in the scripture before. What was it? 18 and 22. Just like we read in 18 and 22. If a man lie with a man as with womankind, and vice versa, if a woman lie with a woman as she would with a man, keep reading.
Both of them have committed an abomination.
They both committed an abomination. The Most High God has a very specific feeling about abominations. He despises abominations. You know what I'm saying? He despises abominations. And this is going to be the punishment if you so choose to partake in this alternative lifestyle. Keep reading.
They shall surely be put to death.
They shall maybe.
Surely.
We'll think about it.
Surely.
Only if you do it under these circumstances.
Surely.
That means you will absolutely be put to death. Not by me, not by my hands, but by the Most High God's hands. And how was that?
Say what they say. Well, I was born this way. Okay, you're gonna die that way. That's a lot.
Shalom.
I was born this way.
You wasn't born that way. You wasn't born that way. Just let you in on a little secret. You was not born that way. All right. Now it says, "You shall surely be put to death." Now here's what it. Let's keep reading.
They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them.
Their blood shall be upon them, which means, hey, you're gonna die of some stuff that has to deal with your blood. You know what I'm saying? Think of the HIV. Think of the AIDS. You know what I'm saying? Think of the monkeypox. Yo. Like seriously? And then on top, man, the Most High is so gangster with it. Why? Because we already read he's a man of war. He's so gangster with it. You know, once upon a time, you couldn't hide that you had AIDS. You couldn't hide it. Let me tell you something. Technology has, or medicine, whatever, has gotten so advanced. Once upon a time, you couldn't hide it that you had it. Then it came to a point in time where medication could make you live like a normal life. Now we're at a point, believe it or not. Let me make this perfectly clear. We're at a point where they have medication where it can come up undetected. You understand what I'm saying? The test can be negative when you're actually positive. What does that mean? That does not mean that does not mean that you're disease free. That does not mean that. It just means that whatever they test for is being blocked by this medication. I don't know if you know this, but once upon a time, you know, like certain sports organizations used to test for marijuana, right? There was a drug or whatever, or something that make you, you know, either piss it out or it pushes, you know, it blocks those testers what they test for. Then the leagues, all of them that tested for it, stop testing for marijuana and just tested for that thing. You know what I'm saying? Now they have a drug or whatever it is where you can't even test for it. When you test for it, it'll come back negative when those wicked bastards know it's positive. It's scary out here. It's scary out here. I told that to somebody, and they said, you know, if they would ever, they just said it with a straight face. If they, I ain't even gonna say it. Never mind. That's an after camp type story.
Right.
That's an after camp type story.
Right.
I ain't gonna say that,
You
but
be there to hear about it.
yeah, exactly.
If you want the inside scoop.
Yeah, if you want the inside scoop, man, know them that labor among them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Man, it'd be a lot of stuff going on after camp, man. It was some of the best times. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it said the Most High God says, "I am so disgusted by it that you will surely be put to death." That's what the Most High said. And give me that scripture, and I think it's in Matthew where it says, "If you look at me, you look at the Father."
No one comes to the Lord. Somebody paraphrasing, like nobody comes to the Lord. First, you got to come to me. It's something like that. I'm about to let me pull it up.
John 14 and 8. Let's look at that. John 14 and 8.
And you got another question on.
Let's get the question.
Curse 76 says, Salakia, sir, if I may, people living alternative lifestyles believe that Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed because they were having sex with children and not with the same sex.
Yeah, I heard that. But if you look at Sodom and Gomorrah, the angels that came to visit Lot, were they children? Or did they appear to be children? You know what I'm saying? Did whoever says that to you, ask them if they know about the story of Lot in Sodom and Gomorrah. When the angels came to Lot to get Lot up out of there, did they appear as little children? Because the men of the city wanted to know them, wanted to lay with them as they lay with a woman. Did they appear as children? Like, hey, them children came to visit Lot, and Lot came and took them in and you know, made them some hospitality and said, you know, it's not safe out here. Nah, they were men. They appeared as men. And the men of that city wanted to lay with those angels. So whoever says, you know, it was specifically because of that. Now, don't get me wrong. If you can do that with I wouldn't put it past Sodom and Gomorrah for anything that they did. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But in specific, it didn't say that they were laying with children. You understand what I'm saying? They were trying to lay with these angels, and the angels appeared as men, not as children. So that's what I would tell them. Like, hey, read the Bible. It's right there. It's in every hotel room. At least it used to be.
Yes.
It still is. It's still there. It's in your grandmother's house. Still there. It's on damn near every corner in the hood. There's a church, a storefront church that's there right next to the liquor store. As much liquor stores as there is, as much churches that there is. If you ain't got one, go in there and look at it. How about this? Everybody got one of these. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got one of these. You can Google the scripture. Don't Google the account of it. Just go to Bible.com or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And read the Bible. And then you can tell, you know, how stupid you are. Salakia.
Yep.
But where did I say we was going?
You wanted John, you think you said 14 to 13.
14 and 9.
You said John something.
John 14 and 9. Let me see if that's it. 14 and 9. Yeah, John 14 and 9. Matter of fact, read 8 first, Baba Shaw.
The book of John, chapter 14, and verse 8. Philip saith unto him, Lord, show us the Father, And if it sufficeth us.
And it sufficeth us. He said, Lord, show us, the Most High God. And we'll be glad. We'll be happy. You know what I'm saying? We'll be satisfied. That's what one of his disciples said to him. And here's a response that Christ said back to him. Like I said, Christ was an austere man. He suffered, he didn't suffer a lot of fools. He didn't suffer a lot, of nonsense. His disciples weren't nonsensical men. You know what I'm saying? They weren't. They were some devout men. They followed Christ. But sometimes, even when you when you got your kids and they ask you some either they ask you something, you don't know this, but you will know this, bro. But when they ask you something and
don't pray on my downfall.
Man, when they ask you something and they know it, you know what I'm saying? Or they should know it. Like you give them benefit of the doubt, like, hey, they may have, not have been paying attention all the way. They got a little bit of it, they got a gist of it. But you be like, sometimes I'm gonna tell you, sometimes you're gonna have to just look at them. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be there one day. I'm telling you. You'll be like, all right. It's either you just don't know this, honestly, and you're just not paying attention, or you just think I'm stupid. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I would like to think that you just don't know this, but I know I done told you about 17 times, 11 times, man.
11 times is crazy.
And you just look at them like,
Yep.
Well, this is one of those moments Christ had. Like, nigga, how you gonna ask me something like this? Yep. Really? So here's that's a backstory, you know what I'm saying? They've been following Christ for a long time up to this point, right? They've been following Christ for a long time up to this point. They know a whole lot more than the people who are traveling with him from town to town. How do we know people were traveling with him from town to town? Because he fed 5,000 men.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't put out flyers and put out a post, you know what I'm saying, advertising, hey, Christ is coming, Christ is coming. He just showed up and people were there, word spread, and they came to see him teach. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They followed him from town to town, city to city. Why? Because he had the truth. He had the truth. Now, his disciples was right there with him. He taught the people. He taught his disciples. His disciples got one-on-one, lessons. He got one-on-one lessons. They got, the mass teachings and whatnot. These disciples should know better, know more, know better than the people who's just out there. Why? Because they got one-on-one, teaching. So when Philip asked this thing, Christ could have been more harsh. He could have been more harsh than he was. But he was like, man, yo. And actually later on, or in another account, he was like, man, when someone asked him something, he was like, man, how much longer am I going to be with you, dude? You know how, I only got but a certain amount of time and you don't got this lesson already? Already? Y'all need to know this because I'm leaving soon. You don't know when I'm leaving. You just need to be prepared to take over when I leave, when I'm gone. So you need to get this in order.
Right.
This is what Christ was saying. This is a response.
Book of John, chapter 14, verse 9.
In fact, it is right here.
Jesus saith unto him,
this is Christ talking, right?
Have I been so long time with you, and yet hast thou not known me, Philip?
Like, nigga, what have you been doing, man?
Right.
We've been traveling city to city, town to town, you know what I'm saying, going around teaching our people, and you've been right there with me. Like, you ain't paying attention?
Right.
You ain't paying. Why are you asking me this? Keep reading.
He that have seen me have seen the Father.
If you seen me, you seen the Father, dude. Anything I'm doing is because the Father ordained me to do. The Father ordered me to do. The Father expects me to do. So what time is it? Okay. Why? Because I'm doing what he would do if he was right here, standing right here. I'm doing that thing. So if you see me, you seen the Father.
Right.
How many times have you heard somebody say, matter of fact, I'll put it this way. I was watching an interview and I was like looking away. I was watching an interview of Denzel Washington's son. I forget his name. But anyway, you know Denzel Washington's son, right? It was an interview, and he was actually. I saw an interview. It's happened twice, right? I saw an interview, and then I saw him in the Black Klansman, right? You ever seen the Black Klansman?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But he talks, like a white man, like an oppressor. He talks like an oppressor in the movie because the real person really talked like that, right? And when he talked like that, he just, if you look away and you don't see, you don't think it's a black man is talking, right? You think an oppressor's talking. Right. You think Esau's talking. Right. So I'm looking away and whatever, and then I hear him laugh. I'm like, damn, that dude sounds just like his father. He sounds just like Denzel when he laughs. You know what I'm saying? You ever heard that saying? Like, damn, you look just like your father. Or you sound just like your father. You know, your father would say the exact same thing. How the way you do this work, your father does the same thing. You know, the way you do this work, the way you drive, your father does that exact same thing. How the way you eat, man, I see your father do that 1,000 times. You know what I'm saying? Anybody ever seen or heard of that? Like, I seen your father, you do this. That sort of thing, that same motion, whatever it is. It may be everything or maybe just one specific thing. But in this case, it's every single thing. It's like, if you see me, you've seen the Father. You've seen the Father. You think the Most High God is going to be okay with the alternative community occupying the capital of the of the country, who's the quote unquote leader of the free world? Right. Really? Right. You think in Christ's kingdom there's going to be an occupying sect or community that has an alternative lifestyle that's going to be occupying Jerusalem?
Picture that.
Yeah, picture that.
Picture that.
You know, there's a scripture that says, when Christ come back, it's going to be blood up to the horse's bridle. Right. If that were to ever happen, it's going to be another time where blood is going to be up to the horse's bridle. I'm just saying. But you know what? That will never happen because that's never going to happen in the kingdom. Right. This whole alternative lifestyle is just going to be in books for us to learn how evil the oppressor is. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's not even going to be movies because no one's going to play the parts. Right. No one's going to play the parts. You know what I'm saying? I know a guy. He was an actor. He is an actor, and he was my trainer up in when I was in Canada. Right? He would tell me, I would try and get him like, hey, nigga, you Levitical, you know what I'm saying? You Levi. You know how Levi gets down? I'm just trying to tell him, and his mentality is because he's Hollywood. He's like, I'm not with that community, but I would, I advocate for that community. I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? What? Really? Yeah, what you mean? Explain. Right? But anyway, he was saying, I advocate for that community, but he would also say, I will never play a part like that in a movie. I'm like, well, why not? Since you advocate in real life, Why can't you do it on in a play or in a movie or anything like that? He's like, because the reason why I can't do it is because when I'm acting in a role or something like that, I had to like become that. You know what I'm saying? I had to become that. Has to get in my mind and all that. And I don't want that shit in my slot. I don't want that. I don't want that in my mind.
Right.
So I'm like, if you can't even do that acting wise, if you can't do it acting wise and is in your mind like that and acting, why are you advocating for that in real life?
Right.
Isn't that a little hypocritical? Maybe I shouldn't say where he was, but anyway, it's too late. It's too late. But anyway, you know, he's for all that. And I'm like, man, why?
Right.
Why?
Right.
Is there any other questions online? Good night. Good night.
No more questions.
Get me John. Where was I?
That was John 14:9. You had a little bit more now.
Okay, let's get back to that.
It says, "He that hath seen me have seen the Father. And how sayest thou then, show us the Father?"
Yeah, man. Anything. If you see me, you see the Father. So how you gonna say, "Show me the Father"?
Right.
How you gonna say that?
In other words, you're not really in class. Yeah.
Shalom.
You know how we be like, shalom, go on. You know, it'd be like, let's see who's been in class. You know, Jeremiah would be like,
Right.
You know I mean? Who been following, blow my mind. Philip did not blow Christ's mind in that moment.
Exactly.
Right.
Let's get a little more on Christ's character. I believe it's John 2. Staying in John. Is it 2? John 2. Where you at?
Right now I'm at John 14:9.
Yeah. John 2:13. Baba Shah.
2:13.
We're getting a little more on Christ and how he, you know, how he handles things. So like, it's just, hold on.
John 2:13. You ready?
Hold on 1 second. Salakia. Salakia.
Mm-hmm.
Bear with me a second.
It's all too wild.
Okay. Yeah. 2 and 27. 2 and 13. Yeah, 2 and 13.
I got the book of John, chapter 2, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
And the Jews' Passover was at hand.
The Jews' Passover is at hand. Why is Christians not celebrating the Passover?
Right.
Why don't they celebrate the Passover? I remember being in church and hearing about, you know, I ain't gonna say learn about the Passover, but learning of the Passover.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I never knew that was supposed to be observed all the time. I never knew that, you know, even though there was a huge Jewish community up in New York, and I heard about the Passover, and I was like, it can't be the same thing that I learned about a church. It can't be, right? But the Jews, this time was the Jews' Passover. Keep going.
And Jesus went up to Jerusalem.
And Christ went up to Jerusalem. Now, if Christian, hold on, are we in the New Testament or the Old Testament?
New Testament.
When did the Passover happen?
Old Testament.
It happened in the Old Testament. So what in the world is Christ doing anything about the Old Testament? Christians, y'all are stupid. Dead ass, slack it. Seriously, y'all are stupid. You're supposed to be found doing what Christ does. Christ is right here in the New Testament celebrating something that's in the Old Testament, but y'all don't have anything doing with the Passover. I never hear any Christian talking about we're about to celebrate the Passover. They say a lot about Easter. What about Passover?
Right.
it says Christ is actually celebrating the Passover. Let's keep going.
Verse 14, and found in the temple those that sold oxen and sheep and doves and the changers of money. Sitting.
So he saw something in the temple. In the temple, this is a high holy place right here. I don't know if you understand this, but when Moses was in the wilderness and they were wandering around for 40 years, the temple was the most high holy place. Even when they settled in a land and in the land of Canaan, where the land flows with milk and honey, when they established the temple, and even when David, I can't even say David didn't build the temple, but when Solomon built the temple, it was an established place, the most holy place, you know what I'm saying, in Israel.
Right.
The temple is a holy place, a separate place. You don't just do anything up in there. You know what I'm saying? So he found oxen, sheep, and doves in there. Like, come on, yo. Like, honestly, if you take a wild animal and just put it in somewhere, you're going to expect, a certain level of unpleasantness, I would say, within that place. Now, why in the hell would you put that in the temple?
Right.
You got to be, kidding me. Christ seen this and he was like, "Oh, you mother, you mother." Keep reading.
Verse 15. Salakia.
No sweat.
Verse 15. And when he had made a scourge of small cords.
Hold up. We're not just gonna, blow by that real fast. He says when he made a scourge of small cords. So he went in there. He saw all this happening up in there, looking like an open air market with cow or sheep and ox and doves and money changers and people who are exchanging money because people are coming in from all over the world.
Right.
They have to exchange their money into the currency that's being accepted there. He's seen that place and he's like, yo, these niggas have lost their goddamn mind. Okay. Wait right there. I got something for you.
Right.
I got something for you. He went, and if you read another account, it says he sat down and he braided. And I don't know if you know how to braid, but it takes some time in order to get fashion something, to your liking.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It took him a time. So that means he wasn't emotional. That means he was very calculated in doing what he was doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He fashioned it. He said he fashioned a scourge. And if you read what a scourge is, a scourge of cords, he made a whip. Braided a whip, made it nice and tight. You know what I'm saying? So it won't come apart.
Right.
Won't come apart because what he about to do is he about to, he about to set some things straight.
It'll hurt me more than hurt you.
I think we done heard that a little too much. You know what I'm saying? He made a fashion, a whip, scourge, of cords. And then what did he say? What happened?
He drove them out. He drove them all out of the temple, and the sheep, and the oxen, and poured out the changers' money and overthrew the tables.
And so what is that? I remember I was in church when I was a kid, and they read this part. They totally skipped over the scourge. Totally skipped over him sitting down and making a whip. Right? Totally said, and what they said he did was he was so angry, he just yelled at everybody and turned over the money changers coin table and money fell all over the place. That's about an eighth of the truth. He was pissed off. Right. He was angry.
Right.
That these wicked bastards, these Pharisees and Sadducees, allowed the people to turn the temple, a holy place, into a open air market. And he was pissed off, and he made a whip And how do you drive something out? You whip them. And you whip it. You whip them.
Right.
Whip the ox, whip the sheep. You know what I'm saying? The doves got to get it too. They got to go. And turned, and everybody was running from him. You see anybody running from this nigga right here? It's like, you see anybody running from him? Nah, he wants to come over there and give you a hug. You should run from that, just off GP.
Sure.
You should just run off of that just for GP. But this is what the churches is teaching you about. Where he just got angry, like, hey, y'all need to stop this. Please. Nah, hell no. Christ was like, y'all niggas lost your goddamn mind. You ever seen Pops when he, don't let me take off my belt? You know what I'm saying? Just right? And just whipping people.
See what you made me do?
Yeah. And just whipping people. And drove them up out of the temple.
Yep.
Drove them up out of the temple. Let's keep reading.
And poured out the changers' money and overthrew the tables.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
Verse 16. And said unto them that sold doves, take these things hence, make not my father's house full of merchandise.
Hey man, get this up out of here. Don't make this place like a flea market.
Yep.
If anybody's in the area, don't make this like Patapsco. Don't do this. Don't make it like a flea market, swap me if you out in Cali. You know what I'm saying? This is a holy place. You know what I'm saying? We built this place so that we can honor the Most High God. Don't make this a doggone, flea market.
Right.
Let's read that next verse, Baba Kashaw.
Verse 17. And his disciples remembered that it was written, the zeal of thine house hath eaten me up.
So even though the disciples was like, yo, man, don't mess with Christ, man.
Yeah.
He about his father's business.
That's right.
He about his father's business. And in order for you to really get the gist of this was calm, Christ.
Right.
This was calm Christ. I'm gonna leave you with this. Give me Luke 19 and 27. Give me Luke 19 and 27. I'm gonna leave you with this.
The book of Luke, chapter 19, verse 27. But those mine enemies.
So hold on. Christ had enemies.
Right.
He acknowledged he had enemies.
Right.
And he's talking about those enemies. But those that are my enemies, keep going.
Which would not that I should reign over them.
If they don't want me to be their king, their leader, you know what I'm saying?
Bring hither.
Bring them here. Bring them here.
And slay them.
And destroy them. And they're not talking about the community slave it. They're not talking about no. He's talking about, hey, who's his great grandfather? Really, you know who his father is. You know what I'm saying? His father's David. You know how much blood David had on his hands?
Right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know how much blood he had on his hands? He had so much blood, he couldn't build the temple that Christ was actually fighting for.
Right.
Because he had so much blood on his hand. Like, nah, you didn't spill too much blood. This can't be you know what I'm saying? You can't put your name on this. That's what the Most High said. You can't put your name on this. But Solomon, he can go ahead and do this. He can go ahead and do this thing. Now that's probably, I ain't gonna say that's probably. That's you see how it was tied together? You see how it's tied together? You know what I'm saying? One of the best, I would say, one of the more significant temples in history was built by Solomon, and Christ comes back on the scene, and y'all have the nerve to do this. You you know what we've been through to get this place, and y'all gonna turn it into a flea market. But Christ said, if any of these bastards don't want me to rule over them, bring them here, and y'all slay them before me. Bring them to my feet and slay them before me. I'm gonna bring it back to this. Y'all think he said this? Y'all think Christians bring this scripture up?
Right.
No, because it goes against what Christianity portrays how Christ is.
Right.
He's supposed to be that aura. He's supposed to have that aura that Rick James had, in Chappelle Show. He wants to, come here and give him hugs and kisses. No. Christ is like, hey, if you don't want me to rule over you, bring them here. Bring my enemies here and slay them before me. Slay them at my feet. That's Christ. That's Christ. And the Most High God says this alternative lifestyle is an abomination.
Right.
So if the Most High said that, and we already established that if you've seen Christ, you've seen the Most High. You've seen God. This is how the way Christ is. You see how the way God is. You think the Most High? You think God is? Christ is down with the rainbow flag? I think I answered that question. Do we have anything else online?
No.
Let's go ahead. With that, I pass the class to Prison Officer Barack.
I got the security announcements. We at I.S.U.P.K on the 1 West 125th Street out of Harlem, New York, under Commander Yahanna. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the word. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Being 10th in Hebrew and is pronounced I.S.U.P.K. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, you get to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like to give. The upcoming Holy Convocation, we have the Feast of First Fruits that starts after the Sabbath, unleavened bread, which was Sunday, April 28th. You want to count 50 days, and you celebrate it on the 50th day, which would be Monday, June 17th. All right, and it starts before sundown. You can find this in Leviticus chapter 23, verses 10 through 22 as well. We have the Juneteenth event that's coming up in Buffalo, New York, with Commander Yahanna. The generals will be in attendance, so you want to make sure that you can be able to attend it. That'll be this weekend, June 14th and June 15th. It's a whole lot of events that's going on out there. Commander Yahanna is going to be doing interviews, the whole 9 yards. You understand? If you're able to attend it, make your arrangements. You got a couple days. Once again, it's June 14th and June 15th out there in Buffalo, New York. All right. Also tonight at 9 p.m., you have Commander Yahanna going live on the Black Watch channel. You want to tune into Commander Yahanna's live stream. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Going into some fine details in the news. Make sure that you are tuned in, like, share, and subscribe to the stream if you haven't already. And that's going down at 9 p.m. All right, Eastern Standard Time. Remind Akim and Akwaki to check on social media. So, you got anything right on that?
Mm-mm.
Remind Akim and Akwaki to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirt, black pants, black hairband, and scarf. And with that, I say Amajim, which means time. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courteous salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Mighty Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai Barakatah.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai Barakatah.
Yahweh Shai Barakatah.